Hey everyone, welcome to Skills Build Training YouTube channel. Today we are going to talk about Google Sheets. So the idea is that Google Sheet is like online platform by Google where you can do some sort of Excel related work. And this tutorial is not going to be very advanced, and it's not going to be very basic. We are just going to show you some tips and tricks using which you can perform your daily tasks or everyday tasks very efficiently on Google Sheets. So my name is Talha, and this channel is all about showing you how to become a highly paid IT pro really fast. Let's get started. So in order to go to Google Sheets, first of all, you could go to google.com/sheets, or you can go to your Google and here you can search Google Sheets. Okay. So once you would search, the first link is here. So click on it and you would get to a page something like this. So here, click on Go to Google Sheets, and when you will click on it, you'll get to a page something like this. So what you're going to do is that you are going to click on this if you want to create a blank page, okay, or blank sheet. If you want to create a to-do list, you have some templates like to-do list, annual budget, monthly report, and calendar. Okay, so you have many other templates as well. You can go to the template gallery, and here you can see that you have different templates like 2020 calendar, you have schedule, you have travel planner, team roster, wedding planner, pros and cons. So you can create many Google Sheets if you want. Okay, so I'll stick to the blank one. So if I click on it, it would create a sheet for me. Okay, so I have two choices. Either I create a blank sheet or I could create a template. So here, when I'll get to this page, I can see this name here. The beauty of this online Google Sheet is that you can share it with anyone, okay, as long as they are using the internet, and you can give them the access to edit the document, or you can just share the document with them and they will just be viewer and they cannot make any changes to it. So it all depends on you. I'll show you that how you can share the document. First, let me show you how you can name it. So here you can see that we have an untitled spreadsheet. If I want to name it, I could do so. So let's name it Skills Build Training number 1. Now I have changed the Google Sheets name, and if I want to share it, all I have to do, let's say I have lots of data here, and I want to share this document with some of my colleagues, and I would click on this share button, and if I want to give them only readable access, okay, so for that what I can do, I would change anyone with the link, and here you can see that I have the viewer option, I have the commenter option, and then I have the editor option. So viewer, he can only view this Google Sheet and cannot make any of the changes, and the commentator, he can add the comments, and the editor, if I would make it the editor, it would update this link, and when you would copy this link and when you would share it or send it to the one that you want to share this Google Sheet with, he or she can make even the edits in your file. So you guys both can edit the file online and you could see the changes being made by each other. And then of course, if you want to use the document, you can use it. So the main advantage of the online Google Sheet is that you do not have to share your Excel files or something like that in, like, you know, in the USBs, or first one person completes the task. Let's say if you have an assignment or something like this where 2 people or 3 people have to work together, and they do not have to, like, they have to wait for the first person to complete the task and then the second and then the third. They all can work simultaneously on Google Sheets together. So copy the link, hit done, and now you will send the link. You can email them, you can WhatsApp, or Facebook or whatever you want to do. And here, if you want to add another sheet, this is here you can see sheet 1. It's similar to Excel, right? So if I want to add another sheet, if I want to duplicate it or copy it, I just duplicate it, and you can see that I have created another sheet. If I want to rename it, I just have to double click and I can name it as sheet 2. Okay, I can also add a sheet by clicking on the plus button. Here you can see that another sheet has been added. So if I click on it here, you can switch between multiple sheets. So for example, if you have 10 sheets and you want to go to some other sheet, you can just click here and it will take you to that specific sheet. All right, let's talk about how to upload the existing sheets. So the trick is that if you want to upload any of the Excel sheets that are already present in your computer or somewhere else, then you can basically get them and you can open them in your Google Sheets. Okay, so the thing is that in order to do so, there are two ways. One, you can directly do it from here. Go to File and click on Import, and from here you can go to the Uploads and click on it. And right now I have on the desktop I have this sample sheet, so I'll click on it, and here you can see that it asks me that if I want to import into this location, I could either create a new spreadsheet, I could insert new spreadsheet, or even I can replace a spreadsheet. Okay, so whatever data, existing data you would have on the spreadsheet, it would be gone. Okay, so I would just click on the create new spreadsheet, and even though like I could do this option because I really do not have any data on this spreadsheet. So this file has some data, and here you can see that when I would click on import data, it would display the data on this Excel sheet. So here you can see that now that file has been loaded into the online Google Sheets, and we can see that now this file has the exact same data that we had on the sample sheet. So here you can see that this is the data that we have loaded, and if I go to my sample sheet right here, I'd be able to see that it has the same exact data right here that we have loaded inside the Google Sheets. Okay, so there is one more thing that I would like to discuss, that when you would upload this document of the Excel from your computer, it's going to have a different version, I must say, or extension kind of. So you can change it. So for example, if I go to my drive and if I look for this document that I have just uploaded, which is essentially sample sheet, and I'd be able to see that the sample sheet has this X document. Okay, so the icon is X because this is an Excel document, and for the Google Sheets I have an icon something like this. Okay, did you notice that the Excel sheet have a different type? Okay, so you can convert it. So if I want to convert the uploaded file to the Google Sheet native type, then I can do so. All I have to do is that I have to click on the settings icon and then go to settings. And when I go to settings, here you can see that I have this option which says convert uploads. So if I check it, it says convert uploaded files to Google Docs editor format. So when I click on done, so now if I try to upload any of the sheet or the same sheet, the sample sheet right here, you can see that it has the same name and it has the X right here. But if I open it here, okay, it has the same data. Let me just go back here and let me just refresh this drive, and here you can see that now this sample sheet do not have X like before, but it has been converted into the Google Sheets native type. Okay. So in Google Sheets, if you want to select all the column, you can do that. So all you have to do is that you have to click on this A. When you will click on it, all the column would be selected. Similarly, you can select any other column like this. Okay. So you can select the entire column, and in the similar way, you can select the entire row. So if I just click on it, you can see that entire row has been selected. If I click on it, the entire row has been selected. Similarly, you can select different or multiple rows even. So if you press Control and then you select like this, okay, 14, 15, and you can select multiple rows this way, and similar thing goes for the columns as well. If you want to select the entire sheet to perform some sort of action, you could do so. Just come here and just right above the 1 and just before A, click this space. So when you will click on it, you can see that your entire sheet has been selected, and you can perform some action on all of it if you want. There is another trick in this online Google Sheet. So for example, if we have this number, we can decrease decimal places if we click on it. Let's just say that it is 25.0. So I just click on it and it has increased the decimal points by like 25.00. You can see that it is increasing the decimal points. So if I want to decrease it, I would just press this one and it would start to decrease the decimal points. I can increase it, and I can even have more formats like automatic, plain text, number. I can have it like percent. All right, here you can see, and I can also have it like as number like this. I can decrease this. I can have it as a financial or accounting number. Here you can see that now it is treating this number as $25. So there are many options that you could use. You have date, and you also have the option of many formats. Another trick in Google Sheets is that you can basically merge different cells. So let me just basically move all of this data right down here. Okay, so if I, let's say, move it right here, and let's say I have here a cell like person, and you can see that person is right above the name. So the person is basically a kind of entity that we can title it this entire table, right? So we can title this entire table with person, but here person is just showing up in one cell. So we want to make it look like it is the title of it. Okay, so for that, what we can do is that we can select multiple cells, and then we can basically select this merge cells, and when we click on it, here you can see that now those cells have been merged and they have been turned into a single cell. And now if I want to center this, I could basically go here and I could align it center. And here you can see that now on the table we have different cells, but this person is now like one cell, and now it looks like the title of the table. So that's how you basically merge different cells. You can merge multiple cells, like, you know, you can merge 5-10 cells together if you want. So remember that we are now formatting the document, and as I've told you before, that you can merge different cells. So for example, if I want to merge, like, you know, multiple cells, like 10 or more cells, I could do so. All I have to do is that I have to click on this merge cells. Just click on it, and you can see that now all these cells have been merged, and now this is a single cell. So remember this, merge cells, you could do that. So there are all sorts of different things that you could do here. If you click on this arrow icon, you can merge all, you can merge them horizontally because I have selected them merge horizontally. If I would select this one, I could do so vertically as well, and you can also unmerge as well. So if you just click on unmerge here, you can see that now these cells have been unmerged. I can also select them vertically, okay, and like vertically. And now if I click on merge cells, you can see that these cells have been merged vertically, okay. And if I want to do like the unmerge, I could do so. Simple as that. Okay, so now let's move forward and let's add some of the colors to some of these cells. And the reason behind it is that I want to show you that how you can make your tables and cells and documents more presentable. Okay, so in order to make it more presentable, you can change the colors. So I will select this entire table and then I would go to the format, and from here I would choose the alternating colors, which is right here. Okay, I can perform other functions as well, like bold, italic, underline. I can change the numbers, and I can also choose any theme, but I would go to the alternating colors for now. And from here I can select default styles. Like if I could select this, you can see that the colors of the tables, they are now changing. And from here I can change the color of the header as well if I want to. And here you can see that we have color 1 and color 2. So color 1 would be in the odd cells and color 2 would be in the even cells. So here you can see that in the odd cell we have different color, and in the even cell we have a different color. We can change even that color manually if we want. Okay, so let's change the color 2 as well to yellow. So you can make such changes like if you want. You can even change the footer, add the footer, and you can even have a different color for the footer here. Okay, so right now I have really selected a dark and extreme colors. You don't have to do it, if you understand simple designing sense, then you can just choose the colors which have a good contrast with your text so that it's more visible to the reader. Okay, so you can also uncheck the header and footer, and in that case there would be only color 1 and color 2. Okay, so even if you have selected a good color that you really like, and if you want to change the color of the text, then you can do so. Just go to the text color and from here change it to white, or maybe you could change it to some other color like red, or even you can change it to light green. Okay, so it really depends on you that what color do you want. You can even select the green and you can change all the color at once. So let's wrap the text first, and then we would move towards the vertical alignment or something like that. As you can see that all the lines are not visible. So let's do text wrapping first, and then we'll move towards the alignment. So in order to wrap the text, you just select the cell where you want to do the text wrapping, and then you go here in the options, and here you have the vertical align, and then you have the text wrapping right beside the vertical align. Okay, so click on that, and here you have 3 options. One is overflow, one is wrap, and one is clip. So if we click on wrap, here you can see that now it has basically wrapped the text, and it didn't have to even change the width of the cell. It simply changed the length of the cell or height of the cell, and here we have gender of the person. Okay, so similarly you can wrap this text as well, like go to text wrapping and select this wrap, and here you can see that you have successfully wrapped it. Okay, so that's how you wrap or you do the text wrapping. And there's another option that you could see, which is overflow. So if I click on it, and now you can see that it's back to overflow, okay, as it was previously. So here you have another option, which is clip. So if you click on it, it would basically clip it. Like for example, if I go to here and if I would wrap the text and then if I would clip it, you can see it's back to normal. Okay, so text wrapping is that simple. So now let's move towards the vertical alignment. So let me just remove of the person, and now we just have name. And if I want to vertically align this text, I could do so. But remember, for that you have to have a certain height of the cell. So if your cell is just like normal, you're not gonna be able to see the vertical alignment of the cell. So what's gonna happen is that you go here and then you go to vertical align, and then you can see that already this name is on the top. So if you want to bring it to the middle or the center, just click on it, and here you can see that now the position of it has changed. And if you want to bring it in the bottom, you could do so. Here you can see that now it's in the bottom, now it's on the top. So this is how you can vertically align a text in a cell. So now let's move forward and let's try to do another trick. We are done with the vertical alignment. If I want to rotate this text, I could do so. I just select the cell and then go, and here you can see that you see text rotation, and you can rotate this text in whatever direction you want. So for example, if I want to tilt up, I would select it, and here you can see that I have selected and I have successfully rotated this name text. I can rotate it in any other direction if I want. Okay, like this, and like this as well. So now if you want to highlight some of these cells, then in that case you could do so by adding border. So let me just remove these colors. For that, of course, I have to go to the format, and I would go to the alternating colors, and I could select this, or I could remove alternating colors. And here you can see that now I have removed the alternating colors. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a border. So I'll just simply select this and I'll go to border, and if I select this, here you can see that now a simple border has been created around these cells that I selected previously. So another thing that I could do, that I could basically remove this border, and if I just select this, you can see that now the borders are clear. Okay, I can select another border type, which is something like this. Here you can see that now I have a border like this. I can have another type of border. If I go here, if I select this, here you can see that now I have a border something like this. So if I want to have a border here, you can see that now I have a border here. So there are multiple different borders, and you can choose any of the border of your choice. So here you can see. Okay, so you can even change the lines of the border if you want to change the style, like this. If you want to have a dotted line border, if you want to have a double line border, you can choose this. You can choose all sorts of lines even. So that's how you basically create a border around a table or in the cells of the online Google Sheet. So now let's talk about cell referencing. There are basically two types of cell referencing that is used mostly. One is relative cell referencing, and the other one is absolute cell referencing or fixed cell referencing. So the idea is that let's say that if I have this 25 and this one here, if I want to multiply 25 by 1, I could do so. All I have to do is that I have to type in here a formula. I have to write here b, and then I write here 5, which means that I have selected this cell right here. Then I write here steric, and then I write here D5. Okay, so now if I hit enter, you can see that now 25 has been multiplied by 1. And the reason is that we have this formula which says B5 multiplied by D5. So in the column B, on the 5th position, we have 25. And similarly, in the column D, on the position 5, we have D5. Okay, so once you are done here, you can basically click it, and if you would grab it all the way down here, each number would be multiplied with the other cell. Okay, so this is called relative cell referencing, as it would adjust its multiplication. So if I do so, you can see that 25 multiplied by 1 is 25, 18 multiplied by 3 is 54, 30 multiplied by 2 is 60, right? So this thing which is happening is relative cell referencing. Okay, so the thing is that you can also do like the absolute cell referencing, or we call it like the fixed cell referencing as well. The way to do that is that you come here and you just put a $sign here. Okay, so putting a $sign means that now when you would drag the cell all the way down here, only 1 will be multiplied with all the other values, which also means that the cell has been fixed. So D5 cell will remain fixed, and it would be multiplied with B5, B6, B7, so on and so forth. So right here, if I hit enter, you can see that we have a 25 result, right? So if I drag it all the way down here, you can see that 1 has been multiplied with 25, and we've got the result here. 18 multiplied by 1, 18, 30 multiplied by 1, 30. So on and so forth. You could see the results. So that's how you can fix the cell. You can also fix the other cell. Like for example, if I want to fix the B5 cell instead of D5, I can just go here, I can put the $sign here, and now what would happen is that now this cell is fixed and these cells would be multiplied with this. So if I just drag it all the way down here, you can see that 1 multiplied by 25 is 25, 3 multiplied by 25 is 75, 2 multiplied by 25 is 50, and 4 multiplied by 25, 100. Okay, and similarly 2 multiplied by 25 is 50. So that's how you work with the relative cell referencing and the fixed or absolute cell referencing. So the thing is that Google Sheet is so intelligent that it would automatically guess the pattern and it would fill these cells. Okay, so you can see that I just put in 1, 2, and then I dragged it all the way down here, and it has filled it with these numbers. I can also create another pattern, like something, if I write here 2, and then if I write here, let's say 4 or 3, or let's say 4, and if I drag these cells all the way down here, you can see that now it has printed out all those numbers in a particular pattern. So Google Sheets can recognize these kinds of patterns really well, and they can print out the data according to your choice. So if I write here 1, 1, a same number, and then if I drag it all the way down here, you can see that it would copy all the 1, 1 according to the pattern. So that's how it identifies a pattern, and you can basically drag it down to create a pattern. So there is another thing in the Google Sheets, and that is getting value from another sheet. So here we have sheet 1. Okay, let me add another sheet. So we have sheet 2. So what if I want to get a value in sheet 2 from sheet 1? It is entirely possible, and for that you have to go here in this cell, and you need to write here equal sign. So after equal sign, you are gonna write here sheet name. Okay, so sheet name is sheet 1 essentially. So after that, once you have written sheet name, then you put an exclamation mark here, and then you write here the column name. Okay, so you write here D5, let's say. So hit enter, and here you can see if we go to the sheet 1 and if we go to D5, the value is 1. What if I want to get the value of B7, let's say? So B7 value is 30. So if I go to sheet 2, if I go here and if I write here B7, hit enter, and you can see that we have got one value from another sheet successfully. What if you want to get multiple values? Okay, so the way to do that is really simple. All you have to do is you have to go here in a cell, and then you're going to use a function here. So I'll write here equal sign, and then I would write here import range. Okay, so import range, here you can see that it has automatically come here. It suggested me. So now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to close it, and inside here I'm going to put double quotes, and I'm going to paste here the link of the file or link of the sheet. So I'll go to sheet 1, I'll click on share, and after that I'll click here, I'll change it to the editor, I'll copy the link, done, and I'll come back to the sheet 2, and then I'll basically post the link inside these double quotes. So I'll paste it, I'll press Control V. So here you can see that now I have pasted the link. So I'm gonna put a comma here, and then I'm gonna put the number of the cells that I want to get. So for example, if I want to get from D5 till D9, or from B5 till 9, I would write here B5 till B9, okay, or B9, something like this. So now if I hit enter, you can see that it's loading the data, and it would take a while to fetch the details. I can even get one cell value using that, and I can also get more than one value. So the thing is that you might want to get a lot of data from sheet 1 to sheet 2. Then in that case it would take a while, and here you can see that it has loaded the data right here. Okay, so if we want to match it, we can see that 25, 18, 30, 32, 22. So if we go here right in sheet 1, from B5 till B9, we have 25 being the first one, 30 being the middle one, and 22 being the last one. So if we go to sheet 2, we have 25 being the first one, 30 being the middle one, and 22 being the last one. So that's how you basically import data from one sheet to another. These were the two ways. So now let's talk about adding functions. So the thing is that there are multiple functions that you could use. So let's say that if I want to use the sum function, I could do so. I'll just press here equal sign, and I would write here sum. Okay, I could do so, and I could also do so by going into insert, and from here I can come here into the function, and from here I have different sorts of functions that I could select. Okay, so I'll press the sum one, and inside the sum function I'm gonna have to select all of the columns. Okay, so from age 5 till age 16 I want to know the sum. Hit enter, and here you can see that the total sum from age 5 till age 16 is 156. Okay, so in the similar way, if I want to know the average of, let's say, these numbers, I could do so. So in order to get the average age, I would just put here an equal sign, and then I would select this average. Here you can see that it automatically gave me the suggestions. So inside this average, I'm going to put the first name, colon, and then the last name. So this is the entire range of the selected column. So if I hit enter, you can see that the average age from B5 till B9 is 25. Okay, so if I want to change this formula, and let's say if I want to count all these numbers, I could do so. For that, I would have written here count. Okay, so count, and then I'm gonna have to give here from B5 till B9. Okay, so once I do that, I hit enter, and here you can see that it has basically counted all these cells, whatever numbers we have inside. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we have total 5 numbers in this column. All right, so that's what a count function does. And in a similar way, you can use multiple functions to perform multiple jobs in your online Google Sheets. And there is another concept which is known as concatenating functions together, or stringing functions together. So the idea is that you can combine two functions in one formula. So for that, just quickly write here equals to, and then write here sum function, and then quickly select all of that, and then hit enter. So here you can see that we have divided 312 with 15. Okay, so if we divide 312 with 15, you'll get this answer, which is essentially 20.8. So that's how you basically combine two functions in one cell or in one formula. Okay, so now let's talk about sorting. The thing is that here you can see that we have a list. First I have to select it and then go to data. The thing is that if you will choose any option of sorting from here, it will sort the entire sheet instead of what you have selected. Okay, so this here you can see that you also have the sort range by column. Okay, so you need to select this one here because we have selected the age, so it's giving us the sort range by column. Here it will sort the sheet by column, which will essentially turn the entire sheet upside down. Okay, so we'll just select here Z to A, and here you can see that now it has sorted the column like from in the descending order. Okay, so if you want to switch it to back to the ascending order, you can do so. So go to data, just click on sort range by column A to Z, and you can see that now you have this list in the ascending order. Okay, there is another way. Just click on data, go to the sort range, and from here you can select the column that you've selected, and from here you can choose to sort. You can also add another sorting column, and you can perform sorting on it as well. Okay, similarly you can see that again we have sorted it in the descending order. Okay, I can do so the same thing on this one as well, and I can do the same thing on this column as well. Alright, so now you have seen that how to do the sorting. Now let's move forward and let me show you that how you can filter one column. So the idea is that you can filter one column, or if you want to, then you can filter the entire sheet as well. So in order to filter, just select the column and then go to data, and then here click on create a filter. Click on create a filter and you will see a small icon appear in here. Click on it. Let me just scroll down a little bit so that you can see clearly. So if I click on it, here you can see that I have multiple options, like I have sorting options. I can sort them from A to Z or Z to A, like in the ascending or descending order. I can set the color and I can choose multiple options. So here in the list I have different numbers. So if I uncheck all of these numbers and if I just keep one number, let's say, then in that case, if I hit OK, you can see that now we just have 10 from this list. Okay, so the thing is that there were two tens in this list and it has filtered 10 here. So if I want to filter any other value, I could do so. Like let's say if I want to filter 2, and I'll hit OK, and here you can see that there was only 1 2 in the list or in the column. Okay, so if I want to filter 12, hit OK. So now I could see 2 and 12 because 2 and 12, both of them are marked. So you can click on select all, and if you hit OK, and then you'll be able to see everything that you have in the list. So that's how you can use filter to filter similar values if there are any redundant values. So for example, if we have 2 in the column like 10 times, and if I select 2 or if I check 2 from the list, then it would only show me 2. Alright, so now you have seen that how we can perform the filtering and the sorting from here, from the menu, and by just clicking a few buttons. So now let me show you that how you can do the sorting and filtering using the built-in formulas inside the online Google Sheet. So the idea is that if you want to sort some of the column, then you have to basically, first of all, you have to give the range. Then you have to type in true, okay, as a second argument, which would result into the sorting. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to select this all. In fact, I'm going to go here. I'm going to put an equal sign here. Let me just put an equal sign somewhere else so that you can differentiate between two lists. Okay, so we put an equal sign here and then we write here sort. Okay, so we have this sorting function. Click on it and then give a range. So let's say we select this. So now we have given the range, and now we need to put a comma here, and then we're going to type in here true. Okay, so you can also give a second argument as column number if you want to give, but we do not need to give it because we have selected the range directly. Okay, so now let's just hit enter. Okay, so till now I have shown you that how you can filter and sort the data from the menu bar, like by clicking on the data and then selecting the respective option. Okay, so now I'm going to show you that how you can sort and filter the data with the help of functions. So we have a sorting function. Okay, so let's say that if I want to sort this column, the ages of the person, then I can do so. All I have to do is that I have to select a cell where I want to sort, and I'm going to put here equal sign, and then I'm going to give here sort, and inside this sort I'm going to give a range. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to select all of this table. So this is a range basically, and what I'm going to do is that I'm going to put a comma here, and now I am going to give the column index. So the index of the column is like this. So number 1, this is the index column. then number 2, and then number 3, and then number 4 and 5. So let's say that if I want to sort this column, so I have to write the index number 2, okay? So then I would put a comma and then I would write here true. So here you can see that now all of the data has been sorted according to this column. Okay, so you can see that 18, then 22, and you can see the names like this here. Okay, so names have also been sorted accordingly. Okay, so we have selected the column index as 2. If we would have selected it using the column index 4, then it would have been sorted according to this column. So it would sort all the data in the ascending order like this. For example, 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, something like this. Okay. So here you can see that now the data has been sorted here according to the age of the person column. And here you can see that we have a new table which is a sorted table according to the age of the person in the ascending order. So in order to filter, you have to write here filter and then write here these parentheses, and then select the table, the range of the table, and then put a comma and then select the range of the column. So something like this. And let's say that I want to print out everything which is greater than let's say 10. Okay, so almost everything is greater than 10, right? So it would print out everything. So let's do it like greater than 19. Okay, so now if I hit enter, here you can see that it has not printed out 18, and it has printed out everything other than 18 because all 4 values are greater than 19. Okay, so 18 is actually not greater than 19, so that's why it has not printed out this one. So that's how you sort and you filter values without having to use the data tab and using the formulas. Okay, so we have showed you 2 ways. One is by using the data tab and then selecting other options, and the other one is by using of formulas. So that's it from this video. I hope you have enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. Do not forget to subscribe to our channel to get the latest videos to help you advance your IT career. Thank you so much.